Top of the morning to you.
Good morning.
Introduce yourself to the people.
Hi y'all, it's your girl Diamond Dosage. Well, Diamond. And I'm a Sagittarius, so don't play with me. I am about to be 30 this year. I love astrology. I love people. I love talking shit. And I love pointing out the truth. Like a lot of times, I got called a man basher, but these niggas don't be shit. And it's like my words have been proven to be true so many times. So I think that's about me.
Well, nice to meet you, Miss Diamond Dosage.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
ma'am.
I'm happy to be here.
I can agree with you though. Well, a lot of times niggas ain't shit.
But I think men have been conditioned to not be shit. So it's like, can I really blame y'all? Or can y'all wake up one of these days and be like, I'm gonna be a better man?
That part, accountability is real. We need to step up and look ourselves in the mirror and say, hey, have I been doing this right or not? We were just having a conversation before you came. Like, I don't think men are moving a certain standard to where a woman can relax and do her job as a woman.
Go ahead.
I believe you guys are more stronger than us. Maybe not physically. Of course, we probably can pick up strong, heavier things and all that. But if I give you something, if I give you, not to be too offensive, if I give you sperm, you get a baby. If I give you a home, you create a house.
Women are nurturing by nature. They gonna always stand behind a man, and we always compromise with men. Women really don't be asking for much but the bare minimum. So
I agree. I definitely agree. I think once you realize you got someone like that in your corner, you don't just give them the bare minimum.
You give them more.
You give them more, yeah.
Yes. But you have to know when you have a woman in your presence and not a little girl.
Yes, ma'am. And you also got to be self-aware of yourself to know, like, okay, I am a
and love
man.
on yourself and know how to love on yourself, know how to treat yourself so you can treat other people the same way.
Where you from, though?
Where am I from? I'm from the South Side, 53rd Bishop.
53rd? Oh, you a gang member. You
I
say 53rd Bishop. I know about 53rd.
was a kid, Lenny. Okay? And we moved to the Birds when I was like 11, 12 years old.
What birds you moved to?
Like the South Holland area. It's a smaller bird, but most people don't know it. It was like an all-white bird. Like, a lot of people don't know that about
Little
me.
further south from Dalton?
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. What's in your cup? So you got the red cup going?
Lenny pulled me up some good Don Julio with the champagne. We sipping today. It's the last probably good day of the fall. It's like 70 almost. So, we in Chicago. You never know what you're going to
It may
get.
get -50 tomorrow. We're going to enjoy this while we can.
Exactly.
You said just signed, so clearly you're into astrology.
I know you say you don't believe in that shit coming up the stairs.
Yeah, I just, we people, you make your own decisions. I'm not going.
We are people from, but you don't know where we're from. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to get too deep, but we are literally from outer space, and astronomy and astrology, they just go together. So when you do a little bit more research, it makes more sense. Astrology is like a language. It's not like a thing that you can believe in. It already exists, and it's just if you speak the language or not, then that's what it is.
What's crazy is you say we're from outer space, and that's actually how my mind goes. I don't think we're from this planet.
We're not. We're just souls. That's all. Traveling to different planets.
Exactly. We're a soul within a body.
Yeah.
And, the body, it gets the physical experience, but the soul, the mind, the heart is what moves us.
Go ahead.
Without this mind, without the soul, these arms ain't doing this.
Say that.
So that's where the power is, and a lot of
it's just being, and that's why the body is a temple, and that's why we have to take care of our body because we have a soul that has to live in it. I didn't mean to get too deep today.
No, we don't get deep. We like to get deep. We're gonna talk our shit too, but we're gonna get deep at the same time. You keep bringing up signs, and I don't like to be offensive when I say.
No, go ahead.
Especially when talking to a lady, but I do want to know. What sign gave you the best dick?
Oh, my hoes gonna see that.
Who let these hoes in my room?
Woo! Can I plead the fifth, child?
It's your world, baby. You ain't got to speak on that.
Scorpio and Aquarius.
And Aquarius, huh? You still love niggas?
No.
Do you love niggas?
We gotta get that part out.
I get you.
It's like you have to. You know how men be oh, I want this pussy. I'm a hunt her down. I'm a get her. Cause like y'all know, y'all love that hunt. Y'all love that chase. Once y'all get the woman, it's like y'all stop doing the things y'all did to get the woman. So that's just my advice for anybody out there trying to date. Like, continue to date, continue to act like your partner is a new person to you, continue to chase.
Yes, ma'am. That's definitely dope. Continue to chase up.
Continue to chase.
We do love the chase, and I ain't gonna lie. Like, once you capture it in your hand at the time, you're like, okay, I got it. Next chase.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie to you. That is my perspective.
It's like an animalistic thing when it comes to men. Like the way I see how y'all act around women. Like, no offense to the niggas out there, but y'all are like animalistic to me. Y'all love being around beautiful women. Y'all love women. Y'all, it's just something by nature. But when y'all in love, I can say things change.
That love thing hits us hard. Once we really got that vibe, that feel for a woman, we cotton candy. I'm talking about we gonna fold easy, whatever she wants. You got it. You need my social security number? It's yours. Were you raised with your mom and pop?
I was raised with my mother. My mother has 6 kids. Single mother. So
which one are you?
I'm the fourth.
Okay.
Fourth child. I have one brother, all girls. But my daddy was like a big time drug dealer, like back in like the 90s. And he has so many baby mamas. It's ridiculous. Rest his soul. But he has a lot of baby mamas, so I have a lot of half siblings that a lot of people don't know about.
So it's 6 who grew up together?
Yes.
And you're the number 4? And
yes.
All girls and one boy?
Yes. The last 2 are like not, we don't have the same dad, but the other 4, we have the same dad.
So where does the boy land?
He's 3, right before me.
Okay, so that's like how old are y'all? Like how?
1 year apart.
Oh, that's your dog.
Yeah, we like went to the same every school. Like we experienced a lot of the same similar situations.
Because my next question is where your perspective from men come from, and if you got a brother who's right next to you, that's kind of giving you an inside scoop.
Well, my brother's gay, so
okay.
Cheers.
Cheers to
that. But I would say like that's a great question about where my perspective from men came from, because a lot of times when people see women speak out towards how men move in the society, they call us bitter and things like that. But let me just retract a little bit. I was writing my blog. I was sharing my experiences that I was having with men. And I noticed a lot of women were sharing the same experiences with men. And I just want to say that we live in a male-dominated world, and y'all know that. Lenny, I'm sorry, Lenny.
I don't agree that we live in a male-dominated world. Okay, so a lot of people won't admit it, but the reason a nigga drive a certain car is so he can catch your eye. The reason a nigga wear certain clothes or buy certain to catch your eye.
He want to catch my eye. He want to catch my neighbor eye. He want to catch my mama eye. He want to catch my cousin eye. He want to catch my best friend eye. He want to catch a lot of bitches' eyes, Lenny. That's the thing. Like, I think there's nothing wrong with dating multiple people at one time, moving how you move. But I just think that a lot of times, a lot of men are not honest with women, and I'll just keep it there.
But a lot of people aren't honest with themselves, not just men honest with women.
That's true. A lot of bitches be dumb. You said what?
A lot of people don't even know what they want.
That's true.
I'm not leaving it as far as a gender specific thing, like a man don't know what he want, a woman don't know what they want. A lot of us are just moving with the crowd.
Say that. That's very true. And like, that's why I think it's important for women and men to learn themselves, learn their triggers, their shadows, their childhood traumas. Like, we have a lot of shit going on as a human. We are very complex people, right? And we can't necessarily see ourselves. So it's good to always get feedback from the people around you. I always need people to tell me how I'm acting, because you could be out here looking crazy like Kanye West. But that's what it's about. The human journey is about self-discovery. That's what I've always believed in that.
Yes, ma'am, most definitely. You brought up your brother a little bit earlier. You said he's gay. And I kind of figured once you say that's he right next to you 1 year apart, I thought that may be a point where you got your man perspective from.
Well, my man's perspective was from my dad. He was a Rolling Stone.
Okay.
So, like, he got
How old was he? How old were you when he wasn't there, when he left or whatever?
Him and my mom actually split when I was born.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So how many kids together that him and your mom got?
4.
Okay.
And then he has like 14 kids total.
Are you in touch with any of the other 14?
Yeah, we're still in touch.
That's what's up.
Yeah, absolutely. He passed away in 2017, so that made everybody just become a little closer. The sisters are actually throwing a Halloween party next week, so we're definitely closer, I would say. We were very close growing up, too.
We inviting the world to this Halloween party?
Yes, I can get out of deets afterwards. Not the world, lady, but you and Jones can come.
Yes, ma'am. There you go. We got Illinois Jones in the back.
Yes, you got Jones in the motherfucking building.
In the cut, yeah. Illinois Radio, stay tuned. Illinois Radio, they definitely doing something dope. We waiting on the Diamond Dosage. We ain't heard from you in a minute. We need to know what's going on. We want to hear from you.
Lenny, didn't you just say we just all out here trying to figure it out? Me too, nigga. Me too.
But you on a pedestal out here. We a lot of women tune in to you to know what to do. Because a lot of women
Ladies, I'm out here. First of all, that's so funny that you said that, Lenny, because my friend Rashana won't let me live this down. So basically, like, I was definitely telling women to, like, stop sucking dick and, like...
We're not going to do that. We're not doing that today. Not off the Julio. We're just not doing that today. Oh, we editing that out. That's not...
I wasn't for real, but I was for real because it's like I was feeling at that point that a lot of men should only get their dick sucked for special reasons. But I've moved past that. Because I was doing it on the low, and it's just like, you gotta live what you doing out here. But no, it's just me and women knowing their self-worth is what matters to me a lot, and me just discovering my own self-worth as well, and that comes with playing the fool sometimes.
Yes, ma'am.
Once in a while.
I definitely agree with you as far as self-worth, and that's why a lot of us are doing the shit that we're doing.
Yes.
Deprivation causes a lot of dumb shit to happen.
Say that.
We feel like we don't have this or we don't have that, so now we're moving drastically. Like you say, a woman sucking dick just to suck dick.
Yeah.
And you supposed to be sucking dick for a reason.
Right.
Now you got this nigga thinking he the man because he sucked his dick and he ain't gonna walk out the house.
Exactly, Lenny. See,
That's
see,
right.
Lenny, I like you.
Don't tell me nothing you don't mean. Were you always this outspoken as a kid?
No, I was not. A lot of people don't know that either. That's a great question, Lenny. I was very shy. Well, not very, like, I was comfortable around, like, my friends and my loved ones. It wasn't, like, a public thing for me at all. And I still feel that, like I said before we got on camera, like, I'm nervous. I still feel that way sometimes because, it's uncomfortable sharing yourself with the world. It can be uncomfortable sometimes. You have to have a certain level of confidence to do that. So that took time to build, like being able to speak in front of a camera or being able to host events and throw parties and things like that. No, I was not always as outspoken. Was I always telling the truth? Yes.
I hear you loud and clear because there was a point in time in my life that even still to this day, a lot of times you'll catch me out and I won't say too much or nothing.
Right.
But it's like people look at the way I live, like, bro, you live out loud and you get to do this and do that.
Right. And that's why I be feeling like I have like several personalities because I definitely do.
Yes, ma'am. We all are several different people. It just depends on the environment and the people that we're around.
Say that.
You're not just going to be, if I'm around my mom, I ain't going to be what up, gang.
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to be
hey,
or lovey-dovey.
Yes,
like,
ma'am.
and that's what a lot of men, like, they'll see me and, like, they'll see my social media or something and they'll think I'm, like, this obnoxious as woman who's loud all the time. But really, I'm not like that when we're behind closed doors.
Yes, ma'am. You seem very sweet.
I am very sweet.
Not weak. When I say docile, I don't mean weak.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love you.
Submissive. I am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Do you approach men, or is it all men approaching you? How does that work?
You know what, Lenny? I'm going to start picking the niggas that I want. I'm going to start approaching men. But I don't approach men. I don't.
You've never approached a man?
I've never been taught to do that because I've always felt like it was the man's job to, like, approach a woman and, pursue a woman.
So let's say you out with the ladies and you see a guy and he's giving you that tingly feeling right here and
you gotta be super fat to do that off bat, Lenny, but go ahead.
You ain't gonna say nothing to him?
I mean, I'm not ever gonna be super direct with a man. Like, I feel like a lot of men don't even know when a woman is flirting with them. Like, we be flirting, y'all just have to catch up.
True story.
You
ain't lying. A lot of times y'all be sending hints. And we kind of slow.
Yeah.
We're like hammers to nails.
Yeah.
We're very simple.
Very like 1 and 2.
Yeah.
1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah, it can be confusing at times.
Friend zones.
Yeah, like, where should I shoot my shot? Or what?
I don't know if I should bid on that.
Women be flirting, y'all just gotta catch up.
And then if you don't catch up in time, you know, Mr. B.
Mr. B.
Yeah,
Just touch me.
can diamond be tamed?
Can diamond be tamed? Lenny, that is a great question. No.
I like that. Don't ever be
It's not about being tamed. It's about someone loving me for who I am and letting me be me in my own space when I'm doing what I gotta do, and then when I'm at home as well. Just accepting my duality, and that's all I ever asked for is somebody to accept my duality. It's not about taming me because you can't do that. I like freedom, and that's what we have with it.
Yes, ma'am. I definitely advocate for liberation, and
Yes.
I love when people
I'm
live
a
out
very
loud.
progressive woman.
Yes, ma'am. I love when people live out loud because most people aren't being their true, authentic self. Groupthink has ran rampant. Everybody
It's
is
so bad.
thinking
though.
like the next person. I gotta wear this. I gotta look like this. I gotta date this kind of woman.
Yes.
I gotta date this kind of man because everybody else is dating that.
It even trickles, that's so sad because it trickles down, and I really think social media plays a huge part in how people move nowadays. Because it definitely trickles down to how other people see you, and that's when I know like a lot of people are not authentically themselves. They're not confident. They're worried about how much money they got. They're worried about how much the next person got, how somebody else look, and it's like we are here to experience us, our soul, and you focus on other people, you're gonna miss out on yourself.
Mm-hmm. Talk that shit.
Because I really love who I am, and it's like, yeah, we all have our bad days and our sad times or whatever. But would you choose to really be somebody else?
Like, it's yourself.
Yeah, I
Go
would
on this
never.
journey. Walk down this journey. Enjoy it.
Enjoy it, and that's why I'm like, a lot of people like life come with a lot of shit, and like nobody's life is easy. I don't care how much money you got. Look at Caitlyn Jenner, how Kylie Jenner dating can turn into a woman. Like they have to deal with a different type of problem, like more money, more problems, and like a lot of people think money is definitely an energy, and we need it to survive in this type of world, but it's not the end all.
It's
That's how I
definitely
feel.
not. And I never judge a person by what they have as far as material things. I judge you by your character.
Yeah,
You hot?
I am.
Okay. I always treat people according to their character. It has nothing to do with how much you got or what
Yeah.
you can give me. Because for one, you can't give me nothing no way. No, not saying you per se, but people
No, I know.
can't give me anything anyway. What I need is more time. You give me more money, yeah, it's going to help me and all that, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But in the end, if I had an option to get more money and more time, give me the more
Time.
time. So I can never judge you off the money that you would achieve throughout life or have throughout life. I need to know what your character is. Are you going?
Because when you look back on situations and relationships, do you really think about something that somebody bought you? Like maybe it was very sentimental, but you more so remember how they made you feel and the experience that you had with them. And I love material things. I love looking good and things like that, but I really want people to step away from that and really focus on the internal. So
Man, most women, it's no disrespect to women, most women do like material things.
yes,
They like the things that shine. Do you have like a favorite gift that you've been given?
perfume.
Perfume? That's your go-to?
Like some really good smelling perfume. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
When's your birthday? Exactly.
December 16th. Sag. Sag
Okay.
season.
Yes, ma'am. I got you.
You got me, Lenny.
I like to take care of people.
You know what? This is on camera, Lenny.
Of course.
Okay,
I
we
don't
gonna
say stuff I
record
don't
this.
mean. And you don't say nothing to me you don't mean either. I got you. No question. Like I say, I do like the pressure that you apply to men. It's not just for men, the pressure that you're applying. It's actually for women as well,
Yeah.
but you're aiming it at men.
Yeah.
I think all of us need to step up and the things that we want, we need to dish them out. If you want a dime, as they say, a 10 of a woman,
Let me ask you this, Lenny.
shoot your shot.
Do you think it's more good women that exist, or do you think it's more good men that exist? Just you being a man, and seeing how other men operate and move in society, even your close friend group. Do you feel like it's more good women or good men that exist when it comes to dating? Because somebody can be a terrible partner but just a good person.
That question, that's rough. That was actually a dope ass question. Shit. I would say, I must originally say men because I'm a man and I got that perspective. I bumped into a few different men and I've been quote unquote hurt in a sense by certain women and all that. So I can understand their perspective, but at the same time, I was raised with women and I saw the BS that they took from men, you know, actually altered that woman to be a different
type of woman, right?
So that's
I was telling my friend, like, well, I'm not here anymore, but it was some point in one season, I was like, I'm traumatized by men. Because just, you think you're dating somebody different, you think you're dating somebody new, and it's like the same person. So it's like you were saying earlier, is it me that I need to pick a different type of person?
Is it a guy, or I'm not sure if you're into girls, it's 2022, 2023, then everybody like guys and girls nowadays. Men and women like guys and girls nowadays. So I don't want to just leave it off to one. Are you into women?
Cut the cameras.
Okay.
I'm not into women romantically, no.
Yes, ma'am.
Have I had an experience with a woman? Yes.
Is that a guy that got away? Since you're not into women in a romantic.
Is there a guy that got away? No. I am the person that got away.
Pop your
By
shit.
the name. Thank you, Jesus. I got away.
Pop your shit. So that's not one situation that you'd be like, man, but what if we did this way? We could have been down that road.
Yes, I would say it was my fault.
It was your fault? Why? I did not.
Lenny, I didn't know this was going to be candid camera today. Like, I didn't know this was Maury's fucking, what is that, green room? I didn't know it was this shit, Lenny.
Yeah, it's the green room. That's
I'm
what
over
we call it, the green
spilling
room.
all my demons, Lenny. I cheated on my high school boyfriend. We were together for like 6 years.
That kind of don't, y'all high school.
That's why I'm like, it don't count, right? So I'm gonna just, let's it don't even count. Shut up, Jones.
Is he still hurt right now?
Is he hurt?
He's traumatized.
He's moved on. He has a baby and everything.
But the baby don't mean he ain't hurt.
He hurt. He traumatized.
You know what? This between
When
us.
the woman cheat on the man.
And he think about how faithful he was.
Wait, we don't know.
He
was faithful.
He was faithful.
He is
He
faithful.
damaged. His women, his perspective of women has changed.
And that was like his high school girlfriend. Like, I'm speaking in third person, but it's like, damn, that was kind of bogus. Like, looking back, I was wrong. I didn't know any better at that time. I was being selfish.
You created the monster that most women have faced in him.
Did he get out there and become that monster?
Yeah.
I don't know, y'all. I just know he has a baby.
Hell yeah, he created the monster.
How old is his baby?
But I will say that he's trying to come to my sister's party, and it's like, you want to see me after all these
He
years?
wants revenge.
You say you're gonna try to get revenge on me, Jones?
He's gonna come and talk some shit.
He's definitely gonna see what he want to let you know what's up.
He ain't gonna even call you the next day. He wanna let you know what you missed out on.
Whatever, Jones. But I learned my lesson from that. I wouldn't do nobody else like that.
If y'all was high school sweethearts per se, and y'all did 6 years, so I'm thinking 2021 is when y'all ended.
High school. How old do you think I am, Lenny?
You just told y'all almost 30. It don't look like it though. I ain't gonna lie.
Good,
You look like a
Lenny,
baby.
good. I graduated in 2011. We were together from 2009 all the way up until like 2015.
Okay.
I don't know how long that is.
That's a healthy relationship. Cause I kind of was giving it like y'all was kids and all that, but if you started your junior year,
Yeah, I kind of went through college a little bit with him as well, so it got more rocky in college. But
do
yeah,
you regret cheating on them?
yeah, I do. I do regret treating anybody like that. I do.
And that's your only time ever cheating?
Well, that was really my only real relationship.
Okay.
Like, I haven't been in a real relationship since then. It's been like situationships.
Fuck buddies.
Yeah.
You having a nice time together.
Yeah,
Like that.
but I don't do fuck buddies anymore.
Yes,
I don't do fuck buddies. Let's record that.
I'm gonna ask when was the last fuck buddy?
My last fuck buddy, I haven't had, like, I don't know, okay, what is considered a fuck buddy?
Y'all smashed and dead.
I've never really done anything like that. Like, okay, I would say 2017.
Just strictly fucking no dates.
Strictly, I guess, that.
I'm
It
gonna
wasn't like that's not a thing for me. I've never, like, I don't think casual sex benefits a woman. That doesn't move me in a way. Fucking doesn't move me in a way. And I think a lot of men think that their dick is really stigmatizing these girls or little girls, but it's not gonna work for women. I feel like women always need the extra financial or emotional aspect when it comes to dating because fucking what is that? It's not gonna be important. Women are not even coming from sex, so casual sex is not something that has ever benefited a woman.
You talking that shit. I'm not gonna lie. You talking that shit. A lot of times, as you said, women aren't arriving when they're involved in a man, and the man do think, okay, I gave her some dick, and that's so powerful.
Right.
When just like we are multiple things, we're not just a body. We're a mind, a body, a soul, so forth and so on.
Everything has to be fed. You have to feed the spirit, the mind, the body.
And you guys are way more complex than we ever can imagine.
You cannot imagine what goes on.
So by a man being a hammer to a nail, all we know is just hammer, nail, hammer, nail.
Let me get her some dick, maybe she'll be okay.
Exactly. When it's something emotionally bothering her. Or like you say, financial. Not saying that she's a gold digger or nothing like that. Not saying that she...
But take care of your lady out here,
exactly.
man.
Because the money is... we need the money.
I don't know what you're thinking about her. You know, flowers at Aldi's is like $5.
Yeah, but nowadays women ain't even like flowers.
These bitches want a bag, okay? If you're not coming with a Louis Vuitton, Bottega, leave her alone. Because these ladies nowadays, they want you to get her hair done on the first date. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Now, wait till butter him up. Give him a month. Like, you want him to get your hair done on the first date? You're tripping. Like, get a job. A lot of these bitches need to get a job. I'm sorry. There's nothing wrong with a man supporting you, but it's just the way you do it.
A lot of women do move off their looks. I'm on the fence with that because I do think a woman, you know, embodies beauty. I don't think the epitome of a woman is just beauty.
Yes.
But I think, you know, her essence is the beauty.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
But it's like a lot of women are moving like, okay, because I'm fine, I got a fat ass, I sexually appeal.
But men have set the stage for them to do so. Sex work wouldn't exist if men weren't paying for it. So it's like y'all are supplying demand. Y'all are keeping the system going. If women feel like they can go on OnlyFans and post their body and make $100,000 a month to do so, they're gonna do that because y'all are the ones that are paying for it. Not you speaking, but men in general are the ones that are paying for sex work. Like, you can't get online and say, "Oh, I don't like a woman that posts all day long, blah blah blah," but you watching porn. Like, I mean, it's a drastic analogy, but it's like at the same time, it's a little bit. You're being a little bit delusional.
True story. And you out here, you the one with the lights all up and down. You the one supplying all of you.
Right. So
you can't judge her when she's on the other end of that. The only real issue that I have with stuff like that is what we're teaching kids.
Okay.
We have a young man, we have a young woman who's watching this and who's thinking, the young woman she's thinking like, okay, this is how I get paid. This is how I, quote unquote, manipulate the man to do what I want. And on the other end, it's a young boy. Okay, all I need is money.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in a way, we're kind of causing our own demise in a sense, quote unquote, because it's like now you got a young man thinking all I got to do is earn money, and then I can get this man, or I can get this woman to do whatever I want her to do.
Mm-hmm.
But in actuality, you need more than just the money. So it's kind of like a woman who's saying, okay, I need more than just dick. I need money, I need love, I need affection.
Well, there's different type of people, period. Like, there's relationship women. There's women who just want to be with the vibes and in the scene and on some other type of time. But I think when we look at things overall, in an overall perspective, when it comes to women and how women are viewed, it's like they throw sex in our face in every aspect, but when a woman chooses to have autonomy over her own sexual OnlyFans page, it's a problem. So I just don't agree with, it's not even men anymore, it's how just society has been conditioned to do as far as seeing sex everywhere. But when a woman chooses to have an OnlyFans page, it's the end of the world.
I never knocked anybody who hustle at all. If that's how you have to eat, go crazy.
Yeah.
I'm even support you. I'm not into pornos and all that stuff, but yeah, baby, right got you.
You don't watch porn?
I know. I never even as a kid.
John, would you watch porn?
Yeah.
I like porn. Well, I only watch certain porn.
women, I think, watch porn.
lesbian porn.
Okay. Yeah, most women, I've spoken to a lot of women who like.
A lot of women watch that.
Yeah, lesbian.
Because it
porn.
actually shows a woman coming for once. You know? I'm just playing.
No, you're not playing. You did ask. I've had these conversations with women, and like we said earlier, most women tend to say that they're not arriving at that point.
Yeah. I love that you use it arriving. That's so cute.
What makes you think? What? Sorry. What makes you think? What do you think stops a woman from having an orgasm?
That's a great question, John.
And what is it that a man is not doing to fulfill that orgasm?
Number one, a lot of the biggest mistake I think women make when they don't come is they're not relaxed. Their body's not relaxed. They probably don't like the feeling of succumbing to somebody or succumbing to the orgasm. So I would definitely tell women to relax in the bedroom or even practice on your own. For men, y'all just need the foreplay for men. Like, y'all really, it takes a long time for a woman's body to warm up. I would even say about 30 minutes until the clitoris is even stimulated. So a lot of foreplay, penetration, talking, all of that.
Do women, I know a lot of women who feel that submitting to a man during sex is the worst thing ever, and giving a man too much control, which stops the orgasm.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you tell them women to help the man? Because
Communicating.
Okay.
A lot of people don't feel comfortable communicating in sex, but it's like, damn, you butt booty ass naked, dick and pussy, and you don't feel like you can communicate with this person. Like, that is a problem, especially if you're only doing it like Lindy was saying earlier, like a strictly fucking thing. So we're gonna fuck. I need to come as well. Like, if you're my boyfriend and I'm not coming every single time, like, that's okay. But if we just a fuck buddy, everybody needs to come. Everybody needs to come around here, okay?
That's the mission. I just want.
No, that was a great question, John.
No. Let me get back to it. Let's get back to my
Do your thing. We appreciate you. Slide through what you slide through. But so he actually asked the question that I was going to ask. That's like pretty much what can we do to come together?
I would say communicate. Everybody deserves good sex. Like,
what's crazy is my idea a while ago was to create a podcast called Sex Talk. I want to say 4 years ago, and most people would automatically assume I meant the actual object of sex, but each other, the male, the female,
intimacy part of
that as well, because we don't even understand each other, and we're jumping into some pussy, getting some dick. I don't even know me yet. But I'm chasing me still, but I'm involving you.
Yeah.
How about I learn who I am, what I am first, and now I bring myself to your table. Hey, baby, let me do what you need, and then, as we said earlier, whatever I give a woman, she's gonna multiply.
Yeah.
If I'm coming to you correct, and I'm making sure you're good first, she done came 9, 10, 12, how many times. Now at this point, I can sit back.
Right, and that's how it's supposed to be as a man.
She gonna
Make
take
sure your woman is good, and things will move right along.
Now we here for the communication part, because we know communication run the nation, as they say.
Absolutely.
The more and more we talk and understand one another, the closer we can be. There's a lot of things going on in our society, to me, that ain't right, and we're going down a messed up path. We got these young boys out here shooting guns that shoot like lasers. We got these young girls out here who not managing their what's the name the proper way. The girl Carla G.
Poor pussy management.
Exactly. She said Carla G. She said what she said. Stop wasting pussy.
Mm-hmm.
You feel? I'm not.
I should have worn my Carla G hat. Stop wasting pussy.
I'm not normally that vulgar, but I love that statement she made because it's mismanagement of yourself.
It is, and that's something I think you learn as you get older as a woman, because, or some women even know it at a younger age, but knowing who you give yourself to and being like I always say, nothing's wrong with sex. It's about the intentions behind sex and how we're doing it. If you're irresponsible with your sex life, then that's on you. That's a display of your worth. But if you're out here having sex and you're being responsible and you're communicating healthy with somebody, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
Communication.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. On a lighter note, want to get back to your show.
Okay.
What's your most, like, your favorite show of yours?
My favorite show? Liddy, you're going to have my guests mad at me. My favorite show ever. It has to be with Robert Richard and my homie Larry's Legend. So I ran into Robert Richard at 92.3 radio station like a couple years ago, and he just happened to hop on my podcast. You know, Cousin Skeeter, you know, was on 101. He happened to hop on my podcast, and we talked about kind of what we talked about here a little bit with men and lust and how they act toward lust in the hunt and the chase. So that was a dope ass experience that just randomly happened for me. And Larry is one of my favorite episodes. Me and Larry have worked together so many times. He's a comedian. He's hilarious, like absolutely hilarious. And I just love to let him do the talking because he be making valid points and make me crack up while doing it. We have an episode out, my last podcast called It's Chicago Nigga. And we just talk about all of the Chicago culture, like the food, the music, the celebrities that come from Chicago, the language. It was such a like just full circle moment, just being from Chicago and having that conversation with Larry. So shout out to both of them.
Shout out to Larry and Rashad and Robert on that.
Yeah.
I definitely saw the Robert one. I don't know if I saw the Larry one yet.
Okay. Check the Larry one out.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
I watched the one that you did with Illinois Radio. You got to talk about the baby and the Megan thing and all that stuff. Who would you like on your show? What guest would you like to be on your
Who
show?
would I like on my show? That's a great question. It could be anybody.
Anybody. Alive. Anybody alive.
Anybody alive. No, Beyonce. Like, that's always been my girl. I know she's not going to open up. Or Rihanna. Like, those are my girls. Or Nicki Minaj. Even though she's been on her little crazy little rants, I still just want to know, like, or even Kanye. Because I just want to know, like, what's going on in people's head. And I love understanding other people's perspectives and their knowledge and how they came to that point and what makes them think like that. And I think those are very interesting minds to pick as far as them being in the industry, them working, and attaining this lifestyle. Like, I know it's not easy for them. They come with a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Before I say this, though, do you think Kanye's crazy?
Before I got here, I was watching Kanye on Piers Morgan. I've actually watched every interview that Kanye has dropped recently. I don't think Kanye's crazy. I think we all crazy. That's number one. Number two, I think that he is a bit delusional. He goes off on tangents, and I think that it's hard to understand him. But as I was watching this latest one with Piers Morgan, I was like, okay. I even tweeted about it. I was like, it's funny how he's now all of a sudden getting his deals and endorsements taken from him, like Balenciaga and things like that. But when he speaks anti-Jewish remarks, that's when it happened. It didn't happen when he said slavery was a choice, or it didn't happen when he was saying all this anti-black shit. But when he started saying this anti-Jewish shit, that's when white supremacy checks in and wants to know what the fuck Kanye got going on, and let's cancel all his endorsements and let's cancel all of these things. But it was okay when he was anti-black.
I think that with that isolated situation, or not isolated, my bad. I think with those situations to where once you offend quote white people or whatever, you get the backlash and not black people, because white people got a foundation.
Yeah.
Like niggas, we can't get 10 niggas in a room and agree on one thing.
Yeah.
We have 3 niggas in one
That's
room.
what Kanye was essentially saying. He was saying, like, I want my kids to be able to have me at the dinner table at night, and I'm running all this shit, and I'm making all my money while I'm promoting all this violence and things like that. And let's be honest, like, everybody knows that the Jewish people are running shit. They can't stand it. They took his show from him. Like, it's real. These Jewish people have all of these syndicated broadcasting networks. Like, they have that power. They have the power in the entertainment industry. And Kanye is calling that out. Like, do I think that he goes about things the wrong way? Completely. Absolutely. Wearing that White Lives Matter shirt when he absolutely meant something else was just tasteless. It was tasteless.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna get hit upside the head with this.
Go ahead, Lenny.
So when they first came out with the Black Lives Matter, I'm like, duh, all lives matter. That's how I
Really?
feel. All lives matter. But I do know what we mean by that because we've been getting treated so bad for so long. It did make sense for his position to wear a shirt saying white lives matter. Now you're just constantly making enemies of this.
Yeah. I think from watching that last, the heart. I think from watching that last interview with him, do I think he's a narcissist?
Hold on one second. I don't like being on camera.
It's okay.
I'm gonna stop. This definitely getting cut out. I do not like being on camera.
I understand.
You want to chase it too?
No, I think that's enough. Kanye has always had an out of the box way of thinking. Like we all know that. I think right now what he's trying to do is get black people to understand that. Okay, let me just say this in the most correct way because I don't want nobody coming down my throat. But he is basically getting black people to understand that white supremacy has a chokehold on us. This is what I'm understanding from what I've been witnessing. I'm not saying everything that he is saying is right, but he is trying to say that black supremacy has a hold on black people, and they have a way of swaying black people to vote Democratic and to be one way and to be enabled and to continue to do things like this. And he's definitely against abortion and people aborting black babies. But I think he has a lot of points, but is he going about it the wrong way? Yes, absolutely. I keep saying that. And it's offensive the way that he's doing things. It's not necessarily like, oh, let's have this conversation. It's more so offensive. So it's like, Kanye, if you had a better delivery, people will probably be more receptive of you. But I do get what he's trying to say.
So, like, do you feel like Kanye, watching all these Kanye West interviews these past few weeks,
Yes.
and seeing what he's going through, it seems like he's pushing the narrative of having everybody to have their own point of view and own opinion.
Yeah.
Do you feel that with all the social media and the shit that the media pushes, that people lose the fact of their own opinion and how they truly feel about certain things that go on in the world?
Absolutely. Like groupthink, like we were saying earlier, I think. But when you do get on social media, let's just say this. Okay, let's just break it all the way down. Social media is definitely hindering a lot of people's mental capacity and what they want, what they feel like they need, what they feel like, how they gotta look, how they feel like they have to think. Absolutely, Jones.
Right now, it's bald head.
But can you just log off that bitch? Yes, you can. But I think a lot of people have an unhealthy relationship with social media. That's number one. The people that they follow, how long they spend on social media, and what they're consuming. I think that's number one. I think social media is a way to have healthy escapism, but people are using it in the wrong way and they're being influenced. I think also, like I saw a tweet from my girl Erin the other day. She was like, "Yeah, you're on Instagram strolling, feeling like you don't have enough, feeling like people are the reason that you don't have enough." And it's true. It's like, get your ass off the phone and work. Go do something. And if you haven't social media impact your life that much, it's not healthy for you. You know, because I get on social media, I think women are beautiful. You're a bad bitch. I don't feel like, oh, I need to. Yeah, I don't feel intimidated or anything like that. It's about building your security within yourself and moving from there.
What are practices people need to do to not have so much emotional attachment to social media?
Shit, I don't know, because it's like social media has just been so endorsed in every aspect of our life. It's like, if you're not on social media, what are you really doing? But I think it's definitely healthy to read books offline, exercise, do your own thing, and set your own way of thinking. Like, what I can't say about Kanye is like, damn, he's fearless in the way that he speaks. He speaks fearlessly. And a lot of people can't do that. No matter how strongly they feel about something, they would never get on a platform and say it out loud because they are afraid of what they can lose potentially.
And that's what thing I admire about Kanye and about people who live out loud. People who live out loud. I want all of us to live in our true, authentic self because to me, we're all a creator.
Yeah.
And the more and more we go with this group thing, I got to do the 9 to 5.
But at the same time, Lenny, you can't be a person that's worth. You're a multi-billionaire. This is Kanye. You're a multi-billionaire, right? You have crazy influence. You got these white kids buying Yeezys. Like you have a crazy amount of influence. You can't be in these interviews spewing bigotry. You can't say that George Floyd died because of fentanyl when it's already been proven by the coroner that he died from having yeah. So it's like when it gets to things like that, that's when I'm like, I can't fuck with Kanye. But as far as like him getting black people to understand that you're being damn near coerced to vote a certain way, to live a certain way, then I'm fucking with Kanye on that. Because no, we don't have to vote Democratic or Republican at all. Like we don't have to do those things. And I think a lot of black people have been definitely enabled in that way.
Yes, man. We was having a conversation, interview I did with Illinois Jones. We was having a conversation about the Democrats and Republicans, and it's really all, as you say, manipulation. We're coerced to...
Those politicians don't give a fuck about anybody.
At all.
It's money and power.
So the plan with the politicians be 2050, and most of our people are thinking about Friday night.
You hear me?
And to me, that's a part of the major problem. Yeah, we know these people don't give a fuck about us. It's not just a white person don't give a fuck about us. Black people don't give a fuck about us. So nobody give a fuck about nobody for real unless you're doing something for them. You will bump into somebody once in a blue who's genuine, but for the most part, everybody wants something for what they give. And you can't be mad at a system for being a system if you're just perpetuating that same thing. You're not stepping outside of the system. You're not trying to fix it. You're actually doing the same. You're buying the bottles. You're buying the Jordans. You're buying and you're not using that same money that you can to invest in stocks, invest in your kids, this, that, and third. So in the end, that's why I say I do like what Kanye is saying. We all have our own voice. We got to step up and start using that voice versus saying, okay, they is the problem. They. Who the fuck is they? Why aren't you?
They, DJ Khaled.
Why the fuck aren't you trying to fix your situation versus pointing your finger at they?
Lenny, that is a great, insightful perspective. But I think, and I don't like using black struggle, and I don't like pulling the black card. But I think a lot of black people have been brainwashed and conditioned a certain way to feel like, oh, I gotta be in a club spending my whole paycheck on a bottle for these bitches and for our enjoyment and entertainment, which I would never understand that. I think we have been conditioned to be flashy and to stun at each other and to want the next thing, but we're uneducated in a lot of things, and that's just what it is.
Communication, the information.
Share knowledge. A lot of people gatekeep knowledge and what they know. Like, if you know something, share it, help people out.
I think that comes from a fear of someone getting ahead of us.
Yeah, crabs in the barrel. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like, black people, especially in Chicago, I'm sorry to say it, but if I was a creative and I went down to Atlanta or I went to LA, people would be so thirsty to try to help me. Like, it's such a different type of ambiance in those cities. But when you in Chicago, when you come from the city of like Al Capone, like this gangster ass mentality, where a lot of people they don't want to see you do better than them, and that's Chicago. I'm sorry, it's like an industrial ass, dog eat dog ass city.
I think that comes from the
And that's not to say everybody is like that, but that's a general.
It's
Yeah.
80-85%.
You looking out for yourself in Chicago because it's a tough city.
Yeah. But that's why I like to do this, and whole time that's why I blend these things together. That's why I chose him for this time slot, you for this time slot. That way we can blend together. You feel me? And
it take platforms like Illinois and What's the Word TV to do things like that. Like, just to share the knowledge, share the resources, and I think that would just make us a better as community industry, creative industry overall, because our creative industry is so fucking dope. But it's like Chicago never ever gets that limelight. We never get that limelight around our artists and our creators. Like all of our artists leave the city, and
Chicago's spirit alone is so heavy because we got the Quincy Joneses, we got the Kanye, we have like real life, we got Shaka Khan, we got Sam Cooke,
yes,
we got real live legendary things that really transcended time.
But it almost feels like we never ever get our credit ever.
But to me,
And
that
look at
comes
the
from
drill movement.
the
in
segregation.
Chicago.
And when you brought up, I was saying the same. We were saying the same thing, really. When you said drill music, and I said segregation at the same time. Drill music promotes segregation. Drill is saying, okay, you're an op because you stay on this block over there.
Yes.
We are all black people, and chances are we damn near cousins.
Yes.
You feel like?
But you know, Lenny, it wasn't like that back in the day. You know, crime was way more organized. Like, you couldn't just go out and shoot the nigga on the next block. Like, it had to be ordered from the nigga in charge for you to do something like that. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yes, that, but also a lot of people are losing morals and values, and the structure of things is not how it used to be.
Is because I hear it a lot. Drill music has started the segregation of things, but it's no different from other people's. Drill music is our version of gangster music. Like LA has gangster
That's
music.
true. That's true, son.
Atlanta have trap music. It's gangster music. We just have a title for ours.
Yeah.
Now, when you say the structure, do you feel that I'm an old nigga? I'm 34, so I'm not old, but I've been outside.
Okay.
I've been outside for a long time.
Okay, Jones, you got some miles on you?
A little bit. I'm like a nice Ferrari.
Okay.
But you feel me? So like a lot of people say, you know, the drill music era is different from the 90s, the 80s. But
That's a great.
But the thing that I wanted to know is it the fact that the music is different or the generation is different, or is it that social media is here and we see this shit more and more and more when we scrolling through like, damn, another motherfucker shot? Because the 90s was fucked up. You couldn't wear your pants leg up or you had a certain way.
The 90s was fucked up.
In the early 2000s, so I'm just saying, like, is it social media or is it the generation that's putting a light on things that
Both. They're both.
Both.
They go hand in
because
hand.
like you said, the 90s was fucked up.
They have a whole documentary on how bad the 90s was. I think that's on Netflix. Y'all should check it out. It was really, the 90s was really, really bad.
I was a teenager in the 90s. So look, real quick, for the 90s, my homie, he just came home off doing 25 years for murder and attempted murder that he didn't do.
Wow.
And the police knew he didn't do it. But it's a lot of people that got railroaded in them situations from the 90s. It's a lot of murders, 13-year-old murders, 13-year-old all from the 90s. So the 90s, I was a teenager in the 90s. The 90s definitely was rough as hell, so I do hear what you're saying, but I think it goes hand in hand. I think the social media is putting fuel to the fire, and I'm 15 years old, I'm 17 years old, I've never done nothing in life.
Right.
I can go on social media and put sin, and now you liking this, you chanting this on, you pushing this on, and I ain't doing nothing but talking bullshit,
Right.
and I've
Yeah.
never had any real accomplishments. This is my accomplishment.
Think about seeing social Instagram and Twitter being created in 94, 95.
I think you have a great point. I think it would have been the same exact way as far as what we see and what we consume. But I do still feel like the killing is more reckless these days. I feel like there's no chief. You know what I mean? Like there's no structure to the crime. I still feel like that. Do I feel like social media is definitely boosting what should not be
Since the
boosted?
80s.
Just
But
killing
still-
random people? It was not like that, Joe.
But just because it was gone since the 80s, that don't mean it still wasn't
It
like
was
back.
but it was niggas still getting it. It was still people,
Okay.
bullets hitting people, innocent people. Niggas was still shooting.
It's a lifestyle.
But then you gotta think about the projects. Being like,
That's true.
What's gonna happen when old blocks get torn down in 2023?
Ooh.
What you think? What the crime rate of Chicago when old blocks get knocked down when they
That's not
demolish?
gonna be a good look because
Watch how.
look what happened when they did the projects the same way.
Yeah.
They basically released criminals in every separate area. Now you over here, I'm over here. It's a war.
I'm gonna sit down.
Go ahead, Jones. You ate that up. You ate that up. You did that. But I think like when we think about crime and we think about black people killing each other. And I want to go back to Lenny on this one because, yeah, white people do this. Yeah, we kill each other. What we do that, but it's black on black crime. It's a theory that's made up. White on white crime happens too. We most likely victimize the people that are in our area, like the proximity.
Yeah.
I think look how they put all those black people in the projects. Literally named it project because it was a project.
Yeah.
I think black people definitely have a disadvantage when it comes to advancing in society. I really still feel like that, just the way they did us for 400 years. And up until this day, I still feel that way.
So
but do I think black people can make better choices? Absolutely.
And that's what I was going to touch on, the accountability part of it. So a lot of times we do aim at it, they are the problem, the system is the problem. As we say, communication is it, the information. If I know that this is the problem, why am I constantly running to this? If you are the problem, why am I connecting with you to get money?
It's like being in the hood. This is what I learned about being in the hood. It's a bubble. It's a bubble. And a lot of people don't even step outside their hood sometimes. They have no clue what's going on outside the hood because they are so accustomed to this lifestyle of sitting on the block, drinking, smoking weed, talking shit with who you know down the street. And like that's how it is for a lot of people that live in the hood. They
So who do you fault in that sense? Do you fault the person who's constantly running to the hood? You stay right here in the hood, right here. The block, the bottles, the weed, the liquor, whatever is right there. You constantly run into this. You see, it's a whole world out here, but you're gonna keep blaming they for the reason why you're running to this. You got your own lids.
Yeah. But Lenny, let me just say this. We might have to agree to disagree because when there was an experiment, a psychology experiment, the Stanford experiment, with prisoners and with guards. And these were students. They gave the students a role. You're either a prisoner or you're a guard. So when these students got accustomed to their roles, they started really taking on those roles, right? The prisoners became very submissive, very weak, very docile, like they were very much so being oppressed. The guards became very much so on power trips. These are students. The guards were on power trips. They would abuse the prisoners and things like that because they were becoming a condition in an environment. And that's what the hood is. They become conditioned in that environment. So yeah, they're gonna go run to those bottles. They're gonna go run to the guns and things like that because that's what they have been conditioned to do. That's what life has always been like for them. That's what they have been shown. And that just goes to show you how your environment can impact you. Yeah, some people make it out the hood. Some people do. But most people don't. Most people don't. And the hoods have been systematically programmed, just like Ronald Reagan sprinkled crack on all the communities in the 90s and early 80s. So it's a system.
I think what my problem is, in the end, what I'm doing is I'm not glorifying what you are, what Illinois is. I'm expecting everybody to have that same vigor in them that we have.
And it's not like that.
And it's not, because if I do think that everybody has it, that's me disrespecting what we have in us. Because if everybody had it, it wouldn't be golden.
Yeah.
It would be regular.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, people have just been conditioned a certain way. And that's why it's so important. Like, I was very blessed because I grew up on 53rd and Bishop. But my family was more one of the fortunate families on the block. And we went to private school, like I went to Holy Angels and things like that. So, but other kids don't have that chance, you know?
But people like us, right? Because we speaking on the streets,
Creative.
the block. We from this area, and this is what most mainstream people and most corporations is looking for. They're looking for people like us who've made it out, right? Who's able to get through and break through, and to tell these stories of us and people like us. Like you say, your dad was one of the niggas from back in the day.
Yeah.
So you know firsthand what it's like to be in that lifestyle, to grow up with a father like that, and how to seeing a man that moves like that.
Yeah.
To some people, you know, it will be a fucking movie to have a dad who's like that. It's like Ghost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For power, to
Yeah.
have a dad like that. They don't see every side of that. But you get to see that, and then you get to flourish in ways where people wouldn't expect a woman like you from that environment to flourish.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what's the dopest shit about being from the hood. It's motherfuckers like us who come from this shit, who it's an opportunity that we see. Everybody gets these opportunities, but everybody doesn't see. It's like the Matrix.
They don't seize it.
They don't see it, and we see it, and it's a leap of faith that we all took to fuck it. And now look where we at. Now look where you at.
Yeah.
To have a father who was in the streets heavy. Now look at you. You speaking his truth, your truth, and his name lives on.
Say that.
And it's like, damn, it's how many women and little girls that's coming up in this world with fathers just like yours that you give an inspiration to.
Yeah, absolutely. Speak that, John.
That's needed.
Speaking.
That's needed.
That's so needed because that's what I was saying earlier. Like, what if we would have never even moved from the hood? Like, where would I be at? You know what I mean? And it's like, because I really, like I said, the hood is a bubble, y'all.
Yeah.
It's like this. You don't go anywhere. You don't go anywhere. So, like, Jones, like, really touched me. Like, my parents, my mother never even got her GED, never even got, well, she has now, but she never graduated high school. She's just now going back to college. You know what I'm saying? My dad never got his high school diploma. I'm a college graduate. Like, you don't see stuff like that happen from the Motown. You don't see it. Your parents didn't finish high school and you are a college graduate. So it's very, very much so about not being a product of your environment and just wanting something more for yourself. So, yeah.
That's dope. It's definitely a dope vibe. I'm glad all this is coming together.
It's like a little therapy session in this bitch.
Yeah, you know? Not just for us though. It's
No,
for
for the
other kids behind us,
world.
you know?
Yeah.
So we are pioneers in a sense when it comes to this because as he was saying, there are little girls who are growing up in a situation like you, but they think they're alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But until they hear, oh damn, it is Diamond who's so happy, who's so upbeat, who's in control of her own life. I don't have to succumb to this BS. I can stand up tall too. And you're giving her with just this, how long is it you gonna be? You're giving her that vibe like, yeah, I can stand on my own too.
Absolutely.
I don't need to bend to the they. I ain't gotta keep blaming it on the they.
I am, and I love that you keep saying that, the separation of the they versus, you know, the group think thing and things like that. Individualism is extremely important to me. Like, being an individual and understanding your own thought processes before anybody else can influence you, that is huge. Always trust yourself before you trust anybody else.
Yes, ma'am. On that note.
Are we almost done?
On that note. Diamond.
You ain't got no more questions to ask me, Liddy? I'm having fun.
I do. But honestly,
You say I got another person in the building?
I like how that just wrapped up.
Yeah.
We don't want to put too much on. We're going to leave it at that. Can we all three of us, since we're here together, take a drink at one time?
Absolutely.
There you go. Thank you, Ms. Dosage. We appreciate
Thank
you
y'all
coming
so
out.
much.
Peace and love.